Hello and welcome back to the Peculiar Place podcast.
This is the segment 2 Vees In A Pod, and we're your hostesses, Mandii
and Jessii. Okay, I'm going to do something before we get started, and if you're watching this on YouTube, it's going to seem a little weird. Okay, here we go. I want to say hello to all the people who used to watch me. How you doing? Miss you guys. We had a few videos go viral last week, and I feel like I've just been reunited with my ex-subscribers. And I want to let you guys know that this podcast, we made this for you. I know that on my main YouTube channel, it's very family friendly, and a lot of people who found us now grew out of that content, which is totally understandable. Maybe you're in your late teens, you're an adult now, and so we wanted to make this podcast for those people, talking about more serious life experiences. It's unfiltered. We swear over here a little bit.
Mature subject matter.
Exactly. So if you're finding me again and you used to watch me, we're here for you. This is your podcast now, so please stick around. Please follow us. Please listen to it. I just think, I just want to reconnect with you guys. Like, when I saw the comments, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be reunited. So,
makes sense.
Hello. Stick around. This is for you. Okay. So we're going to get into some life updates first. Mandii had a maternity shoot.
I did. It went really well. I haven't seen any of the proofs yet. I probably won't get those for another 2 or 3 weeks. But from what I saw, because she was taking Instagram videos, and I had posted them. So if any of you guys, if you haven't seen them yet, you can go onto my Instagram and click the highlight 3rd trimester. And it's the newest thing that I posted. But I mean, from those little shots, it looked good. So
yeah. It looked amazing.
Thank you.
It looks so good.
I'm really excited to see. I just, one of my pregnancies, and you just never know, what if I wasn't able to get pregnant again, or what if it didn't work out the second time or whatever. I would have regrets about not taking proper photos and documentation of something that I went through, and that my body was able to do for me, and that I'm very proud of, and it wasn't easy, and it's very special to me that I was able to have that moment of just taking photos, and that's it for me. That's my pregnancy photo shoot. I'm not gonna do another one.
Yeah,
that's it.
Everyone should do it once.
I think
it's a beautiful
so.
thing. It should be documented. So yeah,
it's a great
idea.
It's not cheap, but it's this is something that you did in your life, and you should I don't know, be proud of it and be able to look back and love those photos.
Yeah, exactly. It's with an engagement shoot or a wedding shoot. You do it once and you have those memories to look back on all the time, and it's important.
It's definitely worth it, I think. Yeah.
I can't wait to see them all.
I know, me too.
Okay, so last week, Ty and I stayed at a paranormal Airbnb. Now, the thing with this is we didn't know it was going to be haunted. Okay, we booked this a couple months ago. We were so excited. It was this super old rustic stone castle looking Airbnb.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous, medieval times. It's cold when we step in there. Really, really cold. Okay. I was like, why is there no heating in here?
Well, it is a castle.
It is a castle. It is renovated though. We find a guest book, and I'm really nosy. I love looking through Airbnb guest books.
Me too.
I'm just so curious who stayed there, what people thought of it.
Yeah.
So of course I'm scrolling through. The first thing we see, and this is probably fake, it said Hailey Bieber and Justin Bieber stayed here.
You never know.
You never know, because it was a very extravagant place.
Say.
We saved up.
Yeah.
They have a house around here, right? I'm pretty sure they do.
Well, I'm sure he does. He has one in Toronto, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he's Canadian, but I feel like he has a house around where we went. So I wouldn't be surprised, but I was like, I don't know if this is true. We go to another page, and it says paranormal activity happened at 12:13 a.m. And I was like, what? And so, of course, now I'm kind of freaked out. I'm also kind of excited because I do love paranormal things. So Ty and I were like, listen, at that time, we'll stay up and we'll see if we can hear anything or whatever. And it's funny because in the guest book, it was clearly in a child's handwriting that put that.
Yeah.
And then someone else wrote can confirm, in a different writing. So I'm like, okay, there's a couple people kind of agreeing with this statement. Anyway, the Airbnb, it turns out the heat wasn't working, so we were freezing.
No.
It was 17 degrees Celsius, and outside it was snowing and freezing
Why
rain.
does this always happen to you?
I
The
know.
power goes out, the groceries go bad.
Yeah, so we contacted the host and we're like, yeah, it's like 17 degrees in here and the heating's not working. And they go, did you turn it up?
Oh, Lord.
I was like, yeah, obviously. Like, we turned it up to 22. We've been here for 6 hours. Nothing's happened. And so I guess it was like a manager we were talking to. They called the owners, calls us back, and they're like, no, the owners say that's normal. And I was like, no, it's freezing. Anyway, it turns out we somehow got it working, but whenever we used the shower, the heating would stop. So, like, the house would go back to 17 degrees for 2 hours. Super weird. That's what you get for going to an old place. You win some, you lose some. 12:13 comes around. We're sitting in bed, freezing, and nothing happens. We're kind of looking around, waiting. But what's weird is that throughout the night, I kept waking up because I would hear scuttering on the roof. So we were staying on the main floor, and I would hear, like, scuttering on the top floor. And I kept waking up and telling Ty, like, if I think
like,
about
not
it,
on the roof, on the actual
like the floor upstairs.
Ew.
And so if I think about it too hard, you can think, like, oh, it's like someone crawling around.
Ew.
Probably was just like the heat turning on and off because it wasn't working or something. But it sounded like crawling.
Ew.
So, yeah.
Jess.
That was kind of creepy. It was a really beautiful place, got nice photos. So overall, it was good. Just very cold.
Well, do you remember that, I think it was, like, right after your wedding, you went to that Airbnb and you captured, like, a little boy. It looked like a boy running across. That was so legit.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was you that noticed it or if a follower noticed it and then you were like, oh, whoa. Because it was like an Instagram story or a Snapchat or something quick.
Yeah.
Or in a video. I don't know. But it was legit.
Yeah. We had gone to this Airbnb for our anniversary trip. And the moment we walked in, bad vibes. We found a Ouija board. Like, the Ouija board was just sitting on the table. And we're like, okay.
Even if a Ouija board has never been used, having that item in your house, any item that, like, would attract energy of that kind, like, be ready.
Yeah.
No matter what.
So as soon as I saw that, I was like, ghosts have been summoned here.
Oh, yeah.
Something is going to happen. But anyway, it wasn't until we got home, edited the footage, put it up, that a subscriber, like, saw a ghost in the video. We'll show, like, a quick clip. It's creepy. It looks like a shadow person running across the room.
Like a child.
And what was creepy is that night, the power went out multiple times.
Yeah, you were having problems.
We have stayed at some weird places. But yeah, that is evidence right there, that shadow thing running.
That is true paranormal activity caught
Yeah.
on camera right there.
Yeah, so we should be careful the next one we're booking, I guess.
Seriously.
So you had a discovery this week with pregnant people.
Yeah. There is just this, like, hype around getting pregnant right now, I guess. Like, a lot of people are pregnant and due in 2024. And, like, the honorable mentions that, like, I know, because I'm sure there's plenty.
Yeah.
But I wrote them down because
Okay.
I'm like, first of all, baby brain, I can't remember. Robert Pattinson and Suki Waterhouse, which, by the way, gorgeous couple.
I love them.
Gorgeous couple.
Yeah.
I had no idea who she was until I watched Daisy Jones and the Six.
I heard that famous song of hers that was going on TikTok. That's how I found her.
I know, I always see the clips of her singing that, but I didn't know that she sung that until recently.
Oh, okay.
I just saw, like, I've been seeing her at concerts and stuff singing,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, that's such a vibe. But I feel like the two of them are a vibe.
Yeah, I love them.
But anyway, I'm so
Batman.
happy for them that they're gonna have a gorgeous kid.
When you see him now, do you think of Batman or Edward?
Edward.
I think of Batman now because he did. I don't know.
Okay, so this is a hot take. I'm gonna get hate for this. I know
Okay.
it. I know it.
I'm scared.
I am the minority in this.
Okay, say
Okay?
it. Say
I'm
it.
scared to say it.
Say it.
Superhero movies. Everyone loves them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so growing up, I loved Spider-Man. I loved The Dark Knight. It was really good. The Christian Bale Batman, all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
I have a really hard time watching, like, Marvel.
Oh.
There's Marvel, and then I don't know, there's two. Anyway.
We're going to get more men's hate comments.
Oh, bring it on, bring it on. But, like, I tried to watch the Edward Cullen Batman, and I just could not get through not even like 5 minutes.
DC.
DC, is it?
I liked that
Not
Batman.
even 5 minutes.
It was very gothic.
Just the whole idea of like this man like dressing up, like dressing
like
up
a costume.
Yes, like I just
You get the ick?
So it gives me the ick. I think it's silly. I think it's embarrassing for them. Like I think like what's with the hat with the ears? I can't take it seriously when he's like, I'm Batman, and he's in this getup. Like, I would look at him and be like, really?
The comments are coming in right
no,
now.
I know.
All those men are like,
I am terrified. But, like, I just want to say, like, how can you take something like that so seriously? Like, so seriously when they're dressed up like that? And you take them seriously?
I guess I never thought about that.
Like, they dress up for the night.
Like, not the ears.
The ears are the worst part of it. Like the suit, like I get like a uniform, you know, I get like having to wear a suit because you're fighting or whatever, but like the ears, when he like shows up to fight, if I was a thief, I'd be like, seriously? With a cape?
Oh my God, Mandii.
The cape? I'm sorry. Anyway, I couldn't get through 5 minutes because I was laughing.
Okay.
It was a joke. I'm so sorry. Anyone who hates me for this, I just can't take it seriously. I can't.
But you liked the Spider-Man, the OG Spider-Man
because I was
movies.
a kid.
Wait, that still icks you out now?
No. It's nostalgic for me, so I will always love like Tobey Maguire. That's him, right? Tobey Maguire.
He's the best Spider-Man.
He's the best Spider-Man. I loved him. But also Spider-Man is there's comedy in there. Like it's like kind of funny. It's nostalgic. He's like quirky and nerdy and funny and weird.
Yeah.
I feel like the Batman is so serious. And it's like, why? The ears.
I think you've ruined it for me.
I'm
never going to
sorry.
be able to watch it again.
Guys, I'm so sorry. Like, they're great actors. I appreciate the work and the efforts. And I love people that love it. I just can't sit through a movie like that and take it seriously.
Fair.
5 minutes in, I'm dying of laughter. And I'm like, turn it off.
But girl, we read books about bad boys.
That's different. They are not dressing up.
And I guess
those wings are real.
True.
Those wings are
They are not fictional.
real and they are sensitive. Okay. They are real. They are not costumes.
Fair. I agree.
Where was I going? Who's pregnant?
Yeah. Who's pregnant right now?
Okay. The next honorable mention is Giannina and Blake. Giannina's from Love is Blind and Blake is from The Bachelorette. The
What?
Bachelorette. Yeah.
I watched both of those and I have no idea who you're talking about.
I think that you haven't watched every season then.
Yes, I have.
Giannina is from the first season of Love is Blind. She used to be blonde. She was the one that was like, I don't enjoy having sex with you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I know who she is.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
They just announced their pregnancy and their photos are so beautiful and she's so beautiful and like I'm so happy that she found love and like he found love with her and I hope that they last.
Yeah.
It's kind of a new relationship. But I'm happy for them, excited for them. Can't wait to see their baby. Trish and Moses just found that out through their podcast.
They're cute. Good for her.
Do you know she's going to name her baby Elvis?
Yeah.
Either way.
Elvis
it doesn't
and Malibu.
matter.
I love Elvis for a girl. Honestly,
Really?
I almost prefer it. I think it's so different.
Elvis for a girl.
I love it.
It's definitely...
Ellie.
I guess.
Elvis.
It's definitely a, like, celebrity name. like that kid's going to be a star.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
exactly, though. But she loves that.
And Malibu Barbie.
Yeah, I love it. It's
That's
so iconic.
It is.
Like,
it is.
everyone's going to know their name. They're going to know it's Trisha, who's their mom.
I
You know what I
know.
mean? Like, I love that for her.
But even, like, the way that she already, like, goes about treating Malibu and, like she is literally a star. Like,
But, like, and her husband's name is Moses.
I know.
Like, their
Beautiful.
family is just beautiful.
I know. Gorgeous.
Like, I can't. There's nothing bad I can say.
Okay. And lastly, Natalie and Nick Vile. Do you know Nick Vile?
Yes.
Okay.
I listen to his podcast sometimes.
I listen to his podcast too. I really appreciate
Natalie's
him.
gorgeous.
He has come a long way. I feel like I appreciate his content
He
now.
used to be so whiny. Like, when he was
No,
back
he
in
was
his-
like people did not like him
No.
because of The Bachelor
Do you
or
remember
whatever.
when he went back on the Men Tell All or whatever and he complained about having sex with Andy? Do you remember how awkward that was? He was like, why would you have sex with me?
He was a villain.
I know.
He was a villain. But I feel like through his podcast, like, first of all, I feel like he's grown so much.
Yeah.
And I feel like he owns that he royally messed up back then.
Yeah. So now he has good advice, I feel like, because he's been through it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's all I have for the due in 2024. Babies. So, I mean, you never know. 2023 could happen. I could happen 2023, but it's supposed to be 2024. So, good luck to y'all. Exciting.
Yep.
That's that.
So, I made a health discovery this week. Did you know that you can have something called leaky valves in your legs at a young age?
Valves.
Yeah.
What is that?
So, you probably knew this already. Last year, I had like weird blood pooling in my legs.
That was awful.
Yeah, my legs turned purple. I'll show a picture.
That was awful.
If you don't like,
Forgot about
there's
that.
no blood or anything. It's just discoloration in my legs. We'll show a picture. But I had no idea why it was happening. It was so random. And so ever since then, the past year, if I'm standing for like more than 30 minutes, if I take a warm, like a hot shower, if I'm out in the sun, my legs turn purple, which doesn't sound too normal. So I went last week and I got a leg ultrasound. So they took an ultrasound of my veins. And just a few days ago, I got the results back, and my doctor was like, yeah, in your right leg, in the largest vein, so like the biggest artery in your right leg, you have a leaky valve.
Ew, I'm going to throw up.
I know, I was hearing it, and I'm like, oh, what do you mean?
I'm going to throw up.
So it means that instead of the blood flowing properly through your veins, it's escaping, which can cause blood pooling.
Ew.
Yeah, it's honestly disgusting. And usually, like, obviously, your veins pump down your legs and back up to your lungs and your heart and your brain. But for some reason, mine ain't working properly, because let's just add on to the problems that I have. And so she's like, in the worst case scenario, the blood doesn't stop pooling and you have to lose your leg. And I was like, but that's not me. She's like, no. That's like worst case scenario. Exactly. I'm like, Ty's listening to the phone call and she's like, yeah, amputation. And I'm like, girl, but that's not me. And she's like, no, that's worst case. She's like, you do have leaky valves, but you're young. And I'm like, so how do we solve this? Like, will it go away? She's like, no, it never goes away. I'm like, perfect. She's like,
good news, please.
Yeah. She's like, what you can do to help is always wear compression socks. And I was like, the rest of my life? She's like, yeah. So I have to get those. And if it gets really, really bad and it hurts and the blood's pooling there constantly, you can get surgery where they basically like cauterize your vein, and that vein is no longer in use. And it's my biggest leg vein. Now, we have a lot of leg veins, but I don't want that to happen. Yeah, I had a mental breakdown 2 days ago. So I'm just trying to come to terms with it. So yeah, leaky valves. It's possible. I called mom and I'm like, is this hereditary? Like, do you have this? She's like, nope. I just had a vein ultrasound on my legs and they're perfect. And I'm like, great.
I think you get this stuff from grandma, honestly.
But grandma's like, you know, she's living life and she's like fine.
Yeah,
she's
always
got
had health issues,
allergies
though.
And stuff, but she's like fine and well.
She's always been like sick though, her whole life. You know that. She's
true.
Sensitive.
Yeah.
I think you got it from her.
I have everything.
Nana's sensitive too though. Like our grandparents.
At least give me good legs. Like, what the hell?
I have to get compression socks too because of the swelling in my feet. Everyone's like, every time I complain about my feet, everyone's like, get compression socks. I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to.
Yeah. Especially on a plane, though. Everyone should be wearing them. Everyone should be.
I've seen some, like, at the airport, I've seen some bad situations with, like, people in their legs and their feet.
Yeah.
Like balloons.
That's what I'm going to be dealing with, probably. That's disgusting. I can't think about it anymore. Okay, speaking of health stuff, you have to tell me if this is weird. I got every single person in our family emergency choking devices for Christmas.
Did you actually?
I did.
Oh, so I can take it off my baby registry then?
Yes.
Because it's on there.
I love how you're excited about it.
Yeah, it's on my baby registry.
So they're not going to find it weird that I'm getting them those?
Just, like, that's, like, the best gift you could give me at this point. I
care about them not choking and dying. I also have OCD and, you know, I'm a hypochondriac. And my worst fear is choking and having no one to help me or if I'm alone. And just so you guys know, like these devices, like they're these things that go over your mouth and it's like a suction and you pull it out and like the food will come right out of your throat or your lungs.
I always see the commercials for them on TikTok and stuff.
They're expensive. That's why I thought like no one's going to buy them for themselves because they're expensive. So give them as a gift. The gift of no choking this Christmas. I feel like I would want that, but I feel like I might get some weird looks from family.
Well, who are you giving them to?
I also, everyone. And also, like...
Everyone, like me and mom and dad?
Yeah, grandma and grandpa and Nana and Poppy, Beth and Bill. And I feel like if you give them to an older person, they might be like...
giving them to everyone.
Why not? Is that weird? Now you're laughing because you think it's weird.
I mean, Jess.
What?
Expensive.
Yeah, but that's like my main gift.
Honestly, Jess... I'm thrilled. Like I said, it was on my registry. No one bought it. I have been sort of waiting to see if it would go on sale. But like having a kid in the house, like kids choke a lot. And then also when they're like learning to eat too.
I love them because they have the baby one.
Sizes.
They have toddler and adult.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored at all. I'm so excited about these.
But if you want to sponsor us, that'd be great. Like, 'cause seriously, they're great. Like, I can't believe something like this exists. I'm so happy that it exists. I will feel a hell of a lot better having a child in the house, knowing that I have that in case of an emergency.
I got you the big pack, but I got everyone else they're like the travel packs.
Yeah.
So yours might be the only one that has like the baby ones, but if mom and dad are babysitting, you just put it in her bag.
Oh, I'll take it everywhere.
Yeah.
I'll take it everywhere. It'll be in the diaper bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Always.
Okay, so...
I'm so happy. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. That's the best Christmas ever.
Yeah. Okay, good to know. This is just a lot of updates. Holy crap. Okay.
That's good.
I showed Ty the Barbie movie for the first time last week. He liked it. I was worried because I feel like some guys may not like it.
Where did you show him on it?
It's on Netflix now or something.
Oh.
Or, I don't know. Is it on a streaming service? I'm not sure, but we watched it. And he liked it. He was laughing a lot.
Luca.
Such a good movie. But it reminded me of a couple unhinged things we used to do with our Barbies. As I'm watching it, I'm like writing it down for the podcast because I'm like, we used to be crazy with Barbies.
Extreme Barbie.
Extreme Barbie.
That's what
Everyone had an extreme Barbie. Do you remember? I woke up in the middle of the night, creeped into your room. You had just gotten a new Barbie for your birthday.
Gosh.
It had beautiful long blonde hair. I stole it from your room.
Trying to trigger me right now.
I'm so sorry. Took it into my room and I colored the hair with marker. All kinds of different rainbow colors. And I put it back beside your bed and you woke up in the morning.
Pretty sure you cut it too. I'm pretty sure you cut it.
That might have been a different Barbie.
And you guys wonder why I did the toothbrush thing.
But the thing is, I didn't mean it in any... But I thought I was being creative and you were going to love it and you were going to see this beautiful...
Don't twist this that you did it for me. You did it for you.
Yeah, sure. Maybe I did, but I thought I was being like
it was your own benefit.
It might have
mine.
Been. It might have been. But the thing is, like,
oh my god.
Yes, you were mad about the one that had the cut hair, but you didn't really complain about the rainbow one, and I love you for that.
What's weird is that I don't remember the rainbow, but I remember the cut. I remember all your Barbies had shaved bald heads.
And I used to cut up their clothes.
I can understand like the temptation. I can understand like wanting to cut a Barbie's hair off. I don't know why. It's like an intrusive thought that just won for you, I guess.
I acted on it,
Yeah.
There was another time where I snuck into your room and I took your new Elmo and I shaved all the hair off. And I literally for months I just was finding this red fluff.
Maybe you should have been the
hairstylist.
hairstylist. Like, clearly you just loved cutting hair.
I had so many issues as a child. There was this time, and I was probably in grade 1. I was really little. I kept stealing detergent bottles from the laundry room, and I would hide them under my bed. And mom and dad didn't notice for months.
Detergent bottles?
Yeah.
The big ones?
Yes. I would go into the laundry room, I would take it, hide it under my bed, and mom and dad would have to keep buying them. Like, where are they going? Why are we running out so quickly? One time, mom found them under my bed, and she was like, why are these here? And I was like, I don't know. But I remember liking, because we had the kind with, like, pink liquid in it. pink detergent, and I would pour it into cups, and I would like to see just, it was like making potions. Thank goodness I didn't drink it, because I was little. I was like in grade 1. I liked the smell of it. And Mom found them one day, and she was horrified. She was like, why are these here? Like, she was so scared for me. But I never ingested it. But, like, what the hell? And I'm pretty sure they, like, locked a cupboard in the laundry room after that. Because, like, they did not expect me to be, like, experimenting with detergent. Anyway.
I used to steal chocolate from Nana's cupboard. Do you remember? She had it at the top shelf.
I don't remember that.
She hid chocolate at the top shelf of, like, the linen closet. What? And I knew that it was there.
You didn't share, obviously.
No.
You didn't even tell me.
I stole. And I ate. She knew, though, because, like, a day later, she was like, you've been taking chocolate.
Mandy.
And I was like, how do you know?
Nanas know. They just know.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know. That's, like, the worst thing I ever did as far as, like, stealing goes.
I had this weird thing. So, back when McDonald's, we were having, like, Happy Meals, there was this one toy that we got. You probably remember. It was Cobra Bubbles from Lilo and Stitch.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay, I loved him in the movie. I thought he was so cool, okay? And I would make him my Barbie's boyfriend always. And the thing is, he was half their size. It was a very small, like, Happy Meal toy. He was always their boyfriend. Always.
I remember this.
He's like a security guard or, like, whatever, right?
But also, we never had any, like, Ken dolls, really.
We had a couple, but they weren't good looking. But here was this, like, strong security man.
With a black suit.
Yeah, and, like, he was always, I always made.
He looked sharp.
Yeah, but he went up to, like, their knees, like,
I
so it was very
remember.
strange.
You know what's funny? I forgot about that, but you bring that. I remember we used to laugh. Like, we used to laugh a lot about that.
Yeah.
Like, about him.
Speaking of Ken dolls, I had this friend who came over to play Barbies, and she lost her mind at something that happened. We had a Beauty and the Beast Ken doll. Remember how the beast head would come off?
Yeah.
So it would be this creepy, and it was creepily made. It wasn't even a nice beast head.
I remember.
It was very creepy. It had hair all over it.
Yep.
Like, it had teeth. Obviously, you know, Beauty and the Beast. But then when you took the head off, it was like a Ken or whatever. I had this friend come over. I'll tell you who it was after.
I think I know.
We were playing Barbies, and I brought out the Beast Ken, and she screamed.
I remember.
And cried. And we weren't even that young. I played Barbies until I was 13. So we were probably like 10 when this happened. And I could not console her. And I would have to be like, look, it comes off. It's just Ken underneath. She lost her mind. I was so embarrassed because Mom was like, what did you do? Like, why is she crying? And I'm like, I don't know. She saw the beast head. That scarred me. And I never showed anyone the beast head again. It was just mine to play with. Obviously, and yours. Anyway.
Do you remember we had those, like, life-size dancing ballet dolls?
Oh, I made a YouTube video about those.
Did you? Okay.
They're scary.
Life-size.
Yeah, you would strap them onto your feet.
And your hands.
And you would dance around. And they were like your size. Really creepy. Really creepy. We don't need life-size Barbies.
Okay, so Mean Girls, like, some of the girls from Mean Girls reunited for a Walmart commercial. I'm sure all of, like, the Mean Girls fans, because who out there is not a Mean Girls fan? Like, who out there does not know Mean Girls or watched Mean Girls that isn't from, like, our generation?
It's a millennial staple.
It is. It's iconic.
It's so iconic.
There's so many lines in that movie. Like October 3rd.
Did you know that Mom took me to the theater to see that movie when I was in grade 3 because Oprah told her to? Mom used to watch Oprah all the time, and they did a segment on bullying, and they were talking about how this new Mean Girls movie is coming out, and I was bullied a lot. So Mom thought, like, oh, like, Jess would probably like this. And Oprah was like, bring your kids, bring everyone you know. Oh boy, did I realize when I was in that theater, it was not for kids, and Mom was horrified. And, yeah, I saw it young.
No, it's definitely, like, an adult, hilarious, funny movie.
Yes.
It's not about, like, oh, don't bully.
I think that's what Mom thought it was going to be.
No, I remember because I was jealous that you went.
Yeah.
And I remember the one time that you allowed me to watch it. Do you remember? Yeah. It was, like, on your little DVD player.
Yeah.
like the portable DVD player, and I was so excited that you were gonna let me watch it, and it was a secret. We didn't tell mom.
Yeah.
And you were like, only if you cover your eyes and plug your ears when I tell you. And I did. I did every time. Because I didn't want to like lose the opportunity. I didn't want you to like, because like nowadays I would totally not. I would like sneak a peek. But like I was so happy and excited and grateful that I was getting this opportunity to watch Mean Girls that I like did what you said every time.
Oh, that's so cute.
But yeah, so the girl who plays Gretchen Wieners, her name's Lacey Chabert or Chabert, I don't know.
Something like that.
But she was in an interview and she was saying that she's actually like open to a sequel, which we know that there's a new Mean Girls coming out.
They're like remaking it though.
But they're remaking it, so I don't think that's what she was referring to at all.
Yeah.
I think she was actually referring to like original cast, which I know there's some original cast members that are going to be involved in the new Mean Girls or whatever. But like
the teacher,
Tina
Fey.
And the principal.
Yeah.
I hate it when they remake things because it's like the original, it was perfect the way it was.
I know.
And like if you're going to do a sequel, like have it be like the original cast, you know, like
a next generation of Mean Girls.
But I also feel like the big actors, Rachel McAdams, that movie made her. Because Mean Girls and The Notebook
around the same time.
Were the same year, I believe.
Yeah.
They were filmed at the same year.
A big actor until...
The Notebook and Mean Girls made her.
Yeah, they went crazy.
Like, she's done so much amazing stuff, but, like, I think those are her top,
yep,
like, well-known movies. So it's like, why wouldn't you just come back and do, like, a sequel? Like, you know what I mean? Like, fans would love that.
Well,
but
they're doing Freaky Friday, which I am so excited about, and Princess Diaries.
Yes.
And
Princess
these are
Diaries
sequels.
Confirmed, though.
I think
because I feel like there's rumors.
I thought it was.
And I'm pretty sure Julie Andrews isn't in it.
Well, then they can't do it.
I know.
There's no way. I'm not going to watch it without her.
Yeah, I don't think she wants
makes it
to do it. But I know
She's
Freaky
old.
Friday, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm happy that Lindsay Lohan is like
better
back
now.
to work. Because she did the Christmas movie last year.
Yeah.
Netflix Christmas movie. And I already watched it like last week.
Is it good?
Well, it's like Netflix cheesy good. Yeah.
Right.
I love it. I love the Netflix Christmas movies.
Okay.
They're cheesy. They're lighthearted. They make you feel good. They put you in the Christmas spirit. They like every single scene, everything's decorated to the nines. Just like the visuals itself is enough to like enjoy that movie.
Yeah.
And I usually throw it on when I'm like cooking, baking, wrapping gifts.
It's a comfort thing. Probably,
It is.
right?
It's a total like. It's like if you love Gilmore Girls, you would love like Netflix Christmas movies.
I've never really tried those. I watched like
You
the
need
Christmas
to.
Swap or the Princess Swap or something.
The Princess Switch.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
It was good.
Yeah, it was cute.
I
right?
wouldn't watch it again.
I watch it every year.
Okay. I guess I like the more classic. Like The Holiday is my favorite one to watch.
Oh, I
watch
know.
it
Okay,
every
so
year.
so I was telling Luca this the other day. I was like, Christmas movies should be put into 3 categories. Okay?
Okay.
One category is nostalgia. So that's like Elf, Home Alone, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, that aesthetic.
Right.
And then you have like the romantic, like The Holiday, Love Actually, stuff like that. And then you have like comedy, like The Night Before, Office Christmas Party,
5 Christmases.
Daddy's Home 2, like that. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there you got 3 options.
Yeah.
And like the cheesy, also I guess the cheesy Hallmark Netflix one, so maybe 4 options. But like I guess you like the romantic.
I do. I like the more serious,
holiday.
emotional ones.
Do you like Love Actually?
Yeah.
I love it.
I haven't
already
seen
watched
it in forever, but yeah, I do like it.
I watched it for my birthday. For the last 2 years, I've watched it on my birthday.
But obviously, like the nostalgic ones, like Ty and I always watch The Grinch every year. We watch Elf every year. We watch The Polar Express every year.
Oh, yeah.
But that's more for my inner child that I have to like keep doing that every year.
That is Christmas. You know what I mean?
But that
Like,
was our Christmas. Like that will always be Christmas to us. I think now these like Gen Zs and stuff,
yeah.
like you're gonna find your own Christmas.
of course,
Right?
Whatever's nostalgic for them.
Exactly.
But for us, that's definitely. And then I was also asking Luca the other day too of like, what Christmas music aesthetic is your favorite? Because there's so many, and I love all of them. But like for me, for example, my favorite is like our parents' generation's music. So like 80s and 90s.
Last Christmas.
Yeah, like Wham.
That's my favorite.
The best.
Ugh.
And he said he likes, so Luca's favorite Christmas music is like the medieval, like Good King Winslet or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure I did not say that correctly, but yeah, like he loves like.
But there are some classicals like Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. I love that song.
The instrumentals.
Yes.
Yeah, like stuff from the Nutcracker.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the Nutcracker music is beautiful. That'll never get old for me.
But then there's like that sort of like dark Christmas vibe, like Carol of the Bells. Like there's certain songs that are almost creepy.
Yes.
That I like.
Oh yes, Dark Christmas is my favorite.
Yeah. Because whenever I see those compilations on TikTok, it's always Carol of the Bells in the background.
The reason why I love winter so much is because I love that it's always dark, and I love that you can light candles at any time of the day, and it gives it like a glow effect, like it glows a room, and it's so quiet because the snow is so light and so quiet.
Yeah.
And then there's also like this light that comes out from through the windows because of the white snow.
Yeah, the moon
and all
is
the
reflecting
trees
off
are
of
bare.
Yep.
And there's I don't know, it's like a whole vibe. I don't know, I love it. I hate summer.
It's almost liminal space sometimes. Do you know liminal space?
No.
It's like that unsettling feeling. It's almost like Backrooms. You know that feeling you get where it's like nostalgic but empty?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what liminal space means.
Like when you see like pictures of like outside
yes,
winter.
and it's quiet, and that's liminal space. Like,
okay.
Yeah, and I love that vibe.
I love it. It doesn't scare me at all.
Me
I'm comforted by it.
Me too.
It's comforting for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I feel like even that's not like a lot of people just love summer. They love the heat. They love the sun. They love the long
I hate
days.
Summer.
So anyways, going back to Mean Girls.
Yes.
I think this whole like thing triggered like this like idea of like, oh my gosh, like looking back at our lives in school and stuff, mean girl moments. When you said that to me, when I think mean girl moments, I think like the cheesy like things growing up like in elementary school, because I had like a rough time in high school, like a serious affected my mental health. I had to be taken out of school for like a semester, and it was very, very, very
it
bad.
wasn't just mean girl moments. It was
it was harassment.
Yeah.
It was like full. I mean, bullying is bullying, but this was like next level. And like I've talked about that so many times. I have a YouTube video about that. So I actually had to like dig deeper, and I went back to like elementary school, which I've never talked about before. And there was a few things. Once I started thinking, I was like, oh, there's like a snowball effect of like, and like you're involved in some of them.
Okay.
When I was like in between like grades like 1 to 3, there was always teasing about my name, because my name's Amanda.
Yeah.
And like on the playground, no one else got their name made fun of, okay? And Amanda's a pretty basic name, okay? Yeah. There's a lot of names you could make fun of. Amanda, why? But it was like, oh, you're a man. Duh. It's so stupid. But that shit stays with you, man.
Yeah, I know.
That shit stays with you. And for a long time, because it was consistent. It was all the time. And everyone would laugh and And it made me hate my name. Like, I truly hated the name Amanda. And, like, mom and dad would always call me Mandii. So, like, I started going by Mandii full time.
Yeah. And
it got to a point where people forgot or did not know that my name was Amanda. They would be surprised if they ever heard anyone call me that. And it just sort of started to take like this, that's who I am now, is Mandii. Yep. And when I got into high school, I even had dad change the attendance for them to call me Mandii and everything. But now that I'm older, I could not care less if someone called me Amanda. Like, I really don't care anymore. Like, it doesn't affect me at all. Like, I think it's a nice name. Like, I don't hate it. I would never have hated it if it wasn't for those kids.
Yeah.
And then in grade 4, all the boys in the class made a list of the ugliest girls in school.
Aww.
I was on the list.
No.
I was on the list.
They just had crushes on you, that's why.
That's what everyone says, but like, I was on the list.
That's awful, Mandii.
I know. See, you know what I mean?
Little boys can be so awful.
Little boys. I know. Like, it's true. Like, and the boys were the ones that did the Amanda, too. So, yeah, maybe they just all had crushes on me.
All of them, the whole class.
And this one is the one that you're involved in.
Okay.
I had a very masculine side. And I loved...
You love soccer.
I loved soccer. I loved cars. I loved to play with toy cars. And I was not intimidated by the boys. I feel like I wanted to play with the boys. I was like aggressive like the boys. And it was snowing, and at school they were all making snow forts. And I made a snow fort. And there was this boy in my class who would not get off my snow fort, and it was like a fight, and we were arguing, and then eventually he like pushed me in a way that I fell, and my tooth went through my lip.
I remember this.
And I was in excruciating pain because my tooth went through my lip. So I was gushing blood, not really sure if he hit me or what happened, but all I knew was I was bleeding and I was in pain. And what did I do? I did not run to a teacher. I did not run to the office. I ran to the older kids' side of the recess, and I was looking for Jess. And I found Jess, thank God. Jess was like with her friends. She sees her little sister, like blood all over my face, all over my coat.
It was brutal.
I don't even know, like, how did you even, I was like, and you were like, who? And like, I named who it was. And you like took your friends and you're like, we're gonna go find him.
Yeah.
And you like went and you found him and you were screaming at him and he was like looking up at you like scared because you were like 3 grades up or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, that was something that happened that was awful. And then lastly, for elementary school, in grade 5, it's like every year, there was this girl who called me out like after gym, and we were in the girls' changing rooms, and I developed later.
Yeah.
And so there were girls that were like TMI, but there were girls that were like getting their periods. There were girls that their like boobs were coming in and they were wearing bras and whatever. And I didn't get any of that stuff till like high school.
Yeah.
I didn't have boobs, so I didn't need a bra. And I was naked, like I had my shirt off, and she pointed at me, and in front of everyone, she's like, Mandii doesn't wear a bra. And everyone looked and everyone laughed. And I just remember like feeling like a cartoon character, like, you know, like cartoon characters where they go red and they melt.
Yeah.
Like that's literally how I felt. Aww. And I was covering up and I was so embarrassed. And it was horrible. But it's like so cheesy, right? Like, Mandii doesn't have a bra.
No, I can't even imagine, because you're so vulnerable when you're going through puberty and stuff.
Yeah, and everything's awkward.
Everything's embarrassing.
Yeah, you care so much about, like, that's the thing is, like, when you're that age, your whole life is school and the people that you see every day. And it's so awkward. Everything's embarrassing and, like, oh, like, I can't even imagine, like, being somebody that would, like, call someone out like that.
Yeah.
But I've never forgotten about that.
Yeah, I mean, we're saying that boys were bad, but honestly, girls were worse.
Well, girls were all the high school experiences.
Yeah.
Like, the boys were bad growing up in, like, elementary school because they were all silly and stupid and, like, they thought that the way of flirting was to, like, insult and be mean and whatever. In high school, I found, like, the girls were evil.
Yeah.
Evil. I don't know if you have any from, like, elementary school that you want to talk about, or when?
I had this bully when I was going to ballet class, and oh my gosh, she bullied me for, like, 4 years straight. It's one of the reasons why I stopped ballet, to be honest. Aww. But I remember this one time, I was probably, like, 10 or 11, and I was such a quiet person. I didn't really have any friends. I didn't really talk to anybody. And for some reason, all the girls in ballet were super outgoing. They were always jumping around and all over each other and hugging each other. And they were just so hyper, I remember. And I was just very quiet to myself. And so before ballet, I'd get there like 30 minutes early. And those girls would be talking and hanging out. And I would bring my journal, like my diary. And I would just sit in the change room and I would just write about my day or like write stories or poems. Like I just did stuff like that. And I would leave it in my ballet bag. And one time I went to the bathroom and I walked back into the change room and she was standing up on one of the benches with my journal,
Oh my God.
reading it to all of the girls.
It's like
and
a movie.
Yeah, they were all laughing and pointing at me
Oh my
and looking at me.
gosh.
And thank goodness I didn't write about them because I'm pretty sure I did at some point. But she wasn't reading that. She was like reading some, I don't know, who even knows, something from school or whatever. And they were all laughing and looking at me and I was mortified. And that's a super mean girl moment. You know what I mean? Like, it is like a movie. Like, I couldn't believe it was happening and I'll never forget that. And then another one, this is also from elementary school. I have the world's tiniest ears.
Aww.
They're so small.
So cute.
I remember I looked up the world record for someone my age, and I was only a couple millimeters off. I'll show them in a second. But I was bullied for them a lot.
Can't believe that.
I know.
Who thinks of that?
Ears, of all things. I know. There was this one girl, I was in grade 3, and every day she would come up to me, push the hair out of my face, and would squeeze my ears and pull them and laugh and be like, oh my gosh, they're so small. Everyone look at how small they are every day. And so I'd go home crying. I would tell mom and dad, and they were like, you have to stand up for yourself. You really have to. But I was so shy. And so they were like, just the next time she does it, you tell her off. And so I went to school one day and she came over like usual and she was pulling at my ears and she's like, they're so small. And I looked at her and I go, at least I have small, pretty ears and not big, fat ears like yours. And she went, oh, and walked off crying and she never bothered me again.
And just so everybody knows, this became like a whole meme in our family.
Mom would always say it.
Dad would say it.
Yeah. But I was so proud of it.
As soon as you brought up the little ear thing, that's what I was hearing in my head is like, at least I don't have big fat ears like yours.
I don't even know if she did have big ears. I just wanted to say it to make her upset.
Good for
like,
you.
Yeah. Here, I'll show my ears. They've grown. I think ears and noses are the only things that keep growing. So imagine these being smaller before.
Isn't it terrible that noses grow? I hate that.
It is my little small ears. I might have to show like a picture or something, but
Ty
they're pretty
zoom
small.
zoom in on those ears.
Zoom in. Yeah, but those are like my two like mean girls moments that I can think of.
No high school ones?
I mean, but that was like bullying, kind of like you were dealing with. Like there were times where I would sit in a bathroom stall by myself.
Me too. I would eat lunch.
Yeah. Mine wasn't as aggressive as yours. It was more like talking behind my back and people not liking me, and I would hear about it. And I don't like in 2009, Facebook had something called an honesty box. Do you remember that? And like if you posted it on your page, people could write comments of what they really thought about you. So self-destructive.
Yeah, it was confessions. For me,
Oh,
it was
okay.
called like our school and then confessions.
Oh no, that was like a group.
Yeah,
Like,
it was a group.
There was something called an honesty box that was an app on Facebook
Oh.
that you can actually like go and like, and it would be anonymous and you would write in there. But I know our school had a group as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, people all the time would be like, you know, we sit with you at lunch and can't stand you and you're so quiet and blah, blah, blah. So like it would always be people that I knew I was seeing every day, but I didn't know who it was.
Who was it? Yeah.
Which was awful. So I would just sit in the library.
People are so fake.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like I had one of my best friends were in the group of those girls, and I would tell her like, listen, like it's got to be them sending me those messages because I sit with you guys at lunch, and she didn't care or do anything. She'd be like, sorry, Jess, but like would still see them every day and hang out with them every day, and like
I know.
priorities, I guess.
Well, if you guys ever want us to elaborate more on like our high school experiences,
The more
'cause that's
serious
a whole
stuff.
thing. Like that's a whole thing. Yeah, it's not as lighthearted. I mean, not that what we just said was lighthearted.
Yeah.
But like it's heavy. It's heavy.
That would be a whole podcast, to be honest, because we have a lot of stuff. So if you want to see that, let us know.
Yep.
Okay, guys, so we lost our main camera, so we're going to have to say goodbye from these angles. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. We'll be back next week and should have some Christmas trees up.
Yeah.
I think they came in today, and they're like purple Christmas trees, like purpley blue. So they're going to look really good. I'm really excited. But yeah, thanks for hanging out and staying tuned. And thanks for being on the Spodcast with us.
I love it.
So yeah, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, everything is linked. And yeah, we'll see you guys in our next podcast.
Yes. See you
Bye.
soon. Bye.